Well, you can kind of tell we can't get to Kenny, but we know Ben's dead. We didn't hear him say anything else, so Ben must have, or Kenny must have shot him. Because he didn't use
What
the bullet on
happened?
anybody else. Jesus.
I tried to help.
What the fuck happened?
There was just too many of them. Ben was really messed up, and I don't know. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I think Kenny, because Kenny just shoots Ben because Ben's
God.
screaming for help, so Kenny put Ben out of his misery. Although we don't
I
hear
heard a
it.
shot.
Kenny made sure that Ben didn't feel any more pain than he had to.
What?
It was Ben's biggest fear, you know. Kenny had one bullet, and that's how he used it. God, poor fucking kid.
Although we didn't see what happened to Kenny, but we'll make the assumption he died from that. There's no way you get out of that.
You saw them die?
Nobody was getting out of there.
I'm sorry, Lee.
Well, maybe he did get away. I don't know.
Yeah, look at that. Why does Omi got floating hair?
We should go.
It seems like an off texture.
Right behind you.
Alright, so to continue on with the mission. Like always. So we've lost Ben, we've lost Kenny, we lost the boat. Now it is us, Omid, and Krista. So it's just us three now. What the hell are these rooftops?
Do you want to talk?
Oh god, Lee's getting worse.
Kenny was my friend. He could be tough to like, but I agreed with him most of the time. So, we were assholes together, I guess.
Look, Lee, this is a shitty time, but I want to clear something up.
What is it?
Now with Kenny gone, means Omid and I have to stay safe. For her.
You guys would be great for her. Keep her safe.
We do our best. You know that.
Are you okay?
I should be asking you that.
Before, in the attic.
It's nothing.
What's nothing?
Let's just keep moving.
I don't think Omid knows. Omid don't know. He's not dumb, but I think he's a little, what's the word I'm going to be looking for? Slightly dense with what's going on. I don't think he knows she's pregnant. The only reason I can tell you that is because she does have some tells. Like when she was going to drink the alcohol, she looked down first. Sonogram, the throwing up. I guess the good dog corpse one with her throwing up is like kind of like, yeah, there was this smelly corpse there. Maybe she just has a light stomach, but she doesn't seem like the
River
kind
Street's just up ahead.
that would be that easy to get sick from something like that. Oh yeah, and
Careful.
if you do this bit and Kenny
Buildings are full.
or you
I
kill
know where the next
Ben
one is.
earlier, or those two don't reconcile,
Be careful through here.
Yeah,
Krista I
don't
think
need any more
falls there,
accidents.
or Lee drops the radio in
sorry.
there,
It's okay.
and then I think Kenny goes down there to try to save Krista when she's down there, and then he still gets out. I think. Does he get out? I don't remember if he gets out or not. I don't know if you have to do it through Ben or not. He's fine. I think there's a way for him to get out. I just don't remember the specific way he has to do it. Because I think there's a certain way you gotta do it for the game to make him live.
Marsh House Hotel is around the corner of the block. We have to cross here.
Damn
Well,
straight.
At least it doesn't look like a death trap.
I think it's a death trap. Look at Jesus.
Who's going first?
You're the lightest.
He's got a busted leg, and you're walking for two. I'm obviously not doing so hot. Decision doesn't make itself. I'll go first, in case anything happens out there.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Sadly enough, though, we were, I think, already here at this part, so it's really weird that we never went to the Marsh House to check in the first place. Because if you think about it, we walked through the riverfront already with Lee and Kenny, and got to this point.
Just go nice and slow.
I hate this thing. I hate signs. I hate metal. I hate rust. Whatever bastard in Savannah put this thing up and didn't maintain it is a bastard. Because this is unsafe and unruly.
Almost there. It's an easy crossing.
Good.
You're saying that, Lee, but I see roof, I see walls, I see this shit getting holy crap.
Shit!
Oh, fuck!
Who'd that kill, by the way?
Are you okay?
Fine. I'm kind of fucked here.
What are you gonna do?
Fuck it. I'm going for it.
Going for it?
What does that mean?
It means
It means
you.
I'm already bitten. I just have to push my way through.
What the fuck?
Let's meet outside of town, by the train.
Are you nuts?
It's the only way. Do you hear me?
Yeah, by the train.
Jesus! We'll be there!
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to give him a big ol' yeet. I'm gonna fight three of them. I'm gonna take the enemy by surprise, use the melee weapons we currently have access to, and fight our way through the enemy. The Marsh House is our location. Time to dab. Lee, dual wield. Time to eat. Ah. Dab on your corpse. I will make it. I will survive. Ah, I got an axe. About to go ham on a bitch. Ah! The battle of the ages. He versus the enemy. Yeah, dual wield. Yeah. My cleaver wins. You missed half your scalp. Oh crap. There's a station wagon there. I wonder what the station wagon's for. Actually, if you remember that station wagon, we saw that station wagon before, unluckily. Episode 2, ending. So, I wonder what that station wagon there is for again. Oh god, he is covered in blood. Jesus. Congratulations, numbnuts. You successfully succeeded. Turned yourself into a freaking walker. Where to go next? Do we take the door on the left or the door on the right? Who the hell is that? How does Lee know to go straight to this door? I'm so confused with that. Lee knows exactly what room they're in. How do you know they're in this room? What up?
They got us adjoining rooms.
Hello.
Okay. This is civil. You look horrible. Go over there.
Alright.
Put your things down.
Let me out! Who's out there?
Alright. Be quiet.
Quiet, please, sweetie. Your things. There.
Is that a Bible? Jesus. They're still here.
Just be cool.
Do I not seem cool?
No, you have a gun at you, and when I went to yell for Clem, you yelled at me.
Good. Go sit down.
I'm good. We get to sit down, relax. I'm covered in blood, still have a walker bite,
Do you
and
know
we're civil.
who I am?
Yeah, I know who you are.
You saw my car out front then. You see anything else you want in there? Not a whole lot left.
Everything was just out there for the taking. We were starving.
For the taking? Do you know what you took from me?
I'm sorry. Whatever it is, whatever happened, you have to hear that I'm sorry.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I wish it did. I'm not a bad man. I don't believe in vengeance, but I've got nothing left. Have you ever hurt somebody you care about?
Yes, of course.
Who?
My wife.
Clementine said she wasn't with you.
I hurt her a long time ago.
How?
In a lot of ways.
Seems like a
She
lifetime ago.
traveled for work. I didn't like that. I wanted a family.
A reasonable thing to want.
So we fought, and it made my biggest fear come true. Got sick one day on my way to class. Canceled it and went home. Found her there with someone else. Killed him. I was mad at her for so long, and I can't imagine how much pain she felt. How about you?
I hurt her so bad. My son Adam went missing. I took him out hunting even though my wife said he was too young. I figured he had to learn.
Okay.
I came back without him and the look on her face said, "You are a monster." We all went out looking for him. We never found him. I hurt her so bad. Then you took all of our things. You robbed us. I could have earned her trust back, Lee, but not after that.
Why the hell did you leave your car there?
I'm sorry.
The hungrier we got, the more she blamed me. Until she finally took our daughter Elizabeth and left.
Jesus.
They didn't get far. I found them a day later in the road. Do I look like a monster to you?
We all do.
Some more than others. I'm not like you. You walked a little girl into a dairy full of sick people and let them get their hands on her.
I was trying to find someplace safe for her.
You abandoned a defenseless, grieving woman.
She deserved it.
The sweatshirt she's wearing was my boy's. You stole that from us.
Oh, you didn't need it?
We were starving. It was cold.
So my family starved in the cold.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, if you wanted to get the food back, why don't you just come to us at the motor inn? Dumb bastard. You had to have known. Could have found us. Could have said hi.
You're a monster. You're a murderer and a thief. And I'm gonna hurt you so bad.
It doesn't have to be this way.
You can't take care of anyone. After I heard Clementine on the radio and realized who you folks were, I came after you purely for revenge. But the more I heard about the things you did,
I didn't do
the
anything.
danger she was in, our plan changed.
Our?
Lee, listen to me. I need you to hear this before what happens next. I can take care of her. We can have a family. I bet you don't even know how old she is.
She's 8.
Wrong. She's 9.
But
Her birthday was 6 days ago.
Jesus.
I know how to be a dad, you know. She wouldn't be exposed to what she has been with you.
look, I was bitten.
You were what?
Yeah. I probably don't have a whole lot of time.
Wow. Okay then.
No, you're not taking her.
Lee.
I said no.
Hey, honey. I think this is all gonna work out.
The hell?
What are you...
What the hell are you talking
I'm
to?
glad I wish it wouldn't have had to get this bad, but it's all over, hon. Isn't it?
Just about.
I hate seeing you like this. I just miss your smile, honey. I miss you so much, Tess. You're gonna like Clementine a lot, though. She's not Lizzie, but she's sweet. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
Damn. You're not getting me. I got both arms. Yeah. Ah. I'll kill you. I'm using my right hand. Screw you, asshole. Screw you. You will never win. Never. Never. I win. Dumb bitch. That's what you get. I'm gonna kill you. I got the gun. I got all the power. I got one hand. That's all I need. Put you out of your misery.
He would have come back.
That's right, sweet pea.
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, at least we got Clem back. Thank God.
You look horrible.
I got bit.
That's what he said.
Let's just get somewhere safe. You don't smell good.
Yeah, I know.
Killed a lot of walkers to get to you.
Did he hurt you?
No. Not really. I'm sorry, Lee.
Clem, it's okay. We need to get you somewhere safe. And then we have to talk, okay?
Yeah.
Everything's okay now. We need to figure out how to get out of Savannah as fast as we can. sorry you had to see that.
He was going to kill you.
And take you. Yeah.
He deserved it. Dumb bastard. I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna choke you out. I won. Na, 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 na. I will say this much though, if you play this ever on a 360, holy crap, does this mission suck.
Which way out?
Through there.
I'm not kidding you, I played it, and he got me down to the ground because I couldn't do anything. Holy crap, he cut her head off.
Jesus. Don't look in there.
Why'd he...
I know.
Why'd he cut her head off? That was your freaking wife, man. Why would you cut her head off?
Which way out?
Through there.
Really? I can't just go through that door? What's the matter? Actually, that's probably another one of those ones that adjoins to the next one over, so you probably don't want to go in there because we don't know what's in there, and that door is probably locked. I wonder what's out here. Oh. Hi. Oh, crap, I'm out of ammo. Well, that sucks.
It didn't bite you.
Yeah. I know it. Must have.
You're covered in all that gross stuff.
Had to get through a bunch of them to get here.
It's all the blood and stuff.
That's how we'll get out of Savannah.
Oh crap. Don't worry, Clem, I only got a little bit of a cleaver. Oh god, we can do the... Oh yeah, we get to do season 1 of The Walking Dead. Let's do it. Poor kid.
They smell horrible. Which means you have to, too.
Yuck. Okay.
Don't worry, Clem, we got this one. I'm gonna chuck the walker open.
No.
Nom 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 nom. I mean, in theory... well, actually, no, I can't say that. They've been rotten for a while, so it means all the internal stuff's been rotten too. Eh. Not a million years. Don't worry, Clem. We're gonna use his intestines to help you out. Oh god.
We'll get you cleaned up as soon as we can.
Not soon enough.
I think you'll be fine, Clem. It's only a little bit of an intestine. Not a million years.
A little more. I want to be sure. Just a little more.
So gross.
Jesus. Don't worry, Flynn. You might have died, but we'll use you wisely.
There. That should do it.
A million years would I let that happen.
I hope so.
And you're missing something.
I thought it was gone.
I thought you were gone.
Thank you.
Damn it. I hate it. She's too nice.
Stay right next to me. Walk very slowly. Don't look around. And don't panic. I'll keep you safe.
Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this. Oh my god. It's disgusting. You know, the one thing they didn't consider is the fact that we literally could have probably thrown something at that car, made its alarm go off, and all of them would have been distracted to go to the car. I'm just saying, that's just me, that's just me. He walked very slowly. Lee's still hurting from the injury to his arms. We're good, we're good. Oh my god, look at these poor bastards. Yeah, look at this guy, he's coming in with the waving arms and stuff, just going yay. Asshole. I'm a little walk, I'm gonna ram into you and then look back at you like you mean. You hit me, bastard. I know how the walking works. Clem? Clem. Oh. It's her mom and dad. That is the most depressing thing ever.
Clem, don't.
Lee's out. That's depressing. Both her mom and dad, both walkers, same exact spot.
Wake up.
That is depressing.
Please don't be dead. Please, no.
Don't worry, Clem.
Lee,
I'm up.
I was so scared. I thought you left me. I saw my parents.
Come here, sweetie.
They're dead. They really are.
Clementine, we have to get out of here as fast as we can.
We can't. There's thousands of them
We
outside.
have to. I'll protect you. We'll push
No,
through them.
no, that's crazy. I saved you. We're safe here. I locked us in.
Get that door open.
I can't.
Do it!
I don't think she can. I'm surprised she even got it open to begin
It
with.
was only a little open when I found it. I closed it to keep us safe.
Pull on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ah. Ah, he's too far gone. Lee can't do it.
See?
Clementine, honey,
What happened? No, that's not. No.
yes, Clem, it is. I'm sorry, Clementine. I'm supposed to take care of you. I can't now.
I know.
Hey, look, there's still jewelry in here. Good, gold and silver. Worthy investment. Some people might want it.
I think there might be a way out over there.
How the hell do you miss that much stuff? Why the hell is there a security guy just taking a break?
Girl, let's go. I might be a little slow.
I'll help you.
I'll be fine, Clem. Don't worry about me. Lee's just being a wuss. It's a minor bite. Minor bite.
I got you. You can lean on me if you have to.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I thought I was helping by bringing you in here.
Oh, you did, honey. It's awful out there. But they want to chew me up.
It was hard.
I don't know how you did it, but you did good. Okay?
Keep going. We're almost there.
Jesus, man. This is literally the most depressing thing I've ever watched. I'm not even kidding you. I remember playing this the first time, and oh my god, the
Get
feels,
up,
man.
Lee. The door is right here.
I will fight it to the last man.
I can't.
You have to.
Damn, I can't move. This is it for me here.
Please try to get up.
Ah, take it up one notch. No.
I can't. You don't have much time. You gotta do something. Fast.
Like what?
You need to get out of here as soon as you can.
I can't leave you.
Just work on getting out, okay? We'll figure it all out. Don't worry.
Alright, I can't remember how to do this.
There's a chair over there. Just start by getting that door open.
It's locked.
It's no big deal. It's just a glass window.
Ow!
Not with your hand.
What we got? What we got to use? Oh,
There's a baseball bat under the counter, Clem. You
Big-
can use that.
yeah. Use the mighty water bat. Yeah, eat it. Eat the door.
Use the bat to shatter that window so you can reach in, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch out for broken glass.
Yeah, do what the protesters do. Just go yeet.
Good job.
I mean, in theory, she's still covered in the gunk.
You're smart. He isn't. You're smarter than all of
Alright. Go ahead and use
them.
chair.
Clem. Use it to reach in to the lock.
She just twisted a knob. She didn't even unlock anything.
Then open it.
He's trapped.
This will be easy then. He's got keys. Probably to that door. And everything you'll need.
Alright, first things first. Grab the handcuffs.
What's on the ground? Get them.
Okay, Lee.
Okay.
Put the handcuffs on me. Attach me to this.
What? Why?
No matter what happens, you're safe then.
I don't know.
Just do it, sweetie. Make sure they're tight.
I don't want to do this.
You have to. It'll keep you safe. You only have to deal with him.
I see it as this. You can see how weak Lee's getting at this point. That's the best thing to do, because you don't know if he's gonna go, and it keeps Clem safe.
The keys. And then the gun.
The keys and the gun. Just don't be afraid. If anything gets dangerous, you're faster than he is.
What should I get first?
I'd say the keys.
In case you have to make a run for it.
Okay, Clem. Go ham. Damn it. He's learning.
Run, Clem! Grab it!
Yeah, do it.
Watch out!
Gonna eat him. Yeah, yeet. Oh, right in the forehead. Kick the bat. Kick the bat. Get it, Clem. Get it, Clem. Give you a tool. Make him respect your authority. Baseball bats always win. Oh my god, Clem's getting her first melee win. Jesus. Wow, Clem actually got her first melee win in combat.
I did it. I got him.
You can take care of yourself. See?
No, not all the time.
Yeah, you can. Don't worry.
You got the keys and the gun. Alright.
Hey. You're strong, Clem. You can do anything.
But I'm little.
Doesn't mean nothing. You gonna see bad stuff, but it's okay.
Jesus.
My parents. It's so horrible.
I can't imagine, sweet pea.
And now, you? Please. Please don't be one of them. Please don't
There's only one thing you can do. You know that.
I don't know if I can.
You have to shoot me, honey.
Lee, no.
It's okay. It's okay. Clem, I was standing over Duck holding that gun. It was so hard. I'm sorry you're in that position now. I'd give anything for you not to be. But you just have to point it at me. Close your eyes and be thankful you never have to see me as one of them. You can do it. I know you can.
Okay, Lee. I can do it. I can.
Find Tomid and Krista. They're outside of town, by the train. You remember how to get back there?
Yes.
Good. They'll take good care of you. And Clem, keep that hair short.
I will. I'll cut it myself.
Great. Good. And also,
What is it?
no, don't worry. All right. I'll miss you.
Me too.
The hell is this? Oh, okay. I remember seeing this originally. What is this? What the hell's going on? This better not be broke. I swear to God. Why is it? Why the hell is there a square thing jumping around? I'm so confused. Alright. I'm not too sure what got missed there. I will let the game play. I'll see if there's anything else that goes. So, desperation. You and 32% of players didn't remove Lee's arm. And as I said before, if you play this game and you get to that point, you can choose to remove his arm. The only thing is I did it originally thinking it might be a way of saving Lee. But the problem is the time it takes from you getting bit towards the back in the alleyway behind the house and to the point of reaching the lower part of the hospital. Unfortunately, Lee gets infected for too long, and no matter what you do, cutting his arm off, or keeping his arm, he dies either way. So it doesn't really have much of an impact wise with Lee. Fallout, you and 54% of players calmly argued with Kenny. Gave up your weapons. You and 30% of players surrendered your weapons to the guy when he asked you to put the weapons back. Stranger, you and 90% of players killed the stranger. Otherwise, I think the other 10% is, I think Clementine can do it if you can't stop it. And as you guys can clearly see, 95%, which is actually a real high percentage compared to what it was whenever I originally was playing this, which is you and 95% of players made sure Lee didn't turn. Then this gets into all the backstory stuff of everybody you dealt with. So if you go to Kenny, you defended his son in a drugstore, you talked him down from ignoring his son's fate, you killed his son so he didn't have to, he was lost to the herd trying to save Ben, so yeah. Oh yeah, or does he not get out? Crap, maybe he does die there. I don't remember. Katja, you found water for Duck when he needed it, and food, by the way. It says she shot herself when faced with her son's death. So Katja couldn't live without Duck, so she killed herself as a result. Larry, you trusted him with your axe despite his vendetta. You tried to revive him with CPR. Larry died in the meat locker at the dairy. Lily, you backed her up when supplies went missing. You chose to reveal your past to her. You left her on the side of the road. Um, Again, that was my choice because I felt like she did too much. That's how I would see it. As for Omid, you pushed him off of a bridge to help to escape the herd. If you don't push him, he jumps anyway and he still gets his leg broken or severely hurt. You helped him get onto the train. You were separated after you crossed the sign, so you don't know what goes on with Omid and Krista. It keeps going. Ben, you asked Ben to help you find Clementine. Ben fell to his death in Savannah alleyway. He didn't really fall to his death. It really took Kenny to get him over to that edge point to get him to die. So yeah. Then you get Carly. You trusted her with your past. You saved her life at the cost of another, aka Doug, all slightly to the right. She was killed by Lily. You defended her against Lily's accusations. As for Krista, you met her on your worst day thus far. Same as Omid, so I'm surprised they just don't keep them together. You revealed your bite to her. You told her and Omid to meet you at the train. You asked her and Omid to take care of Clementine. So that's who Clementine's going to be looking for after Lee's death. Doug, you were with him when you found your brother. He died when walkers attacked a drugstore, so he got dragged out of that window and got pretty much numbed on. As for Duck, they actually have more for Duck than anybody here. Well, between Kenny and Kat. You helped save his life at Ursul's farm. You argued that he was not bitten back in Macon. You shot him before he could turn. You let him be your sidekick to solve a mystery. You let him be your sidekick solve a mystery. I think they forgot to put the word "to" in there. Alright, so from your guys' point of view, you're getting a jump cut, because unfortunately, I have music that might get copyrighted. So, we get to continue on where at this point, where Clem finally, we get to see her again. Now, luckily, she's out on the road by herself, trying to find Omid and Krista. She still has the gun. Slightly concerned about that. Also, I'm not too sure why, but she has all the gunk and stuff from the walkers removed, so I don't know when she went and did that, but somehow she got rid of all that. Why the hell are there shotgun shells there? Okay, off in the distance are two people. Although we don't know who they are. Well, that's the end. So, with that, that is the final episode of the 5-part series for The Walking Dead. With no time left. So with that, the last and final episode that I ever had to play for this series will be, well, at least for this season, is the 400 Days episode. I will be playing that next. However, I said that I was going to do something here at the end because I finally finished all 5 episodes, and then I was going to do 400 Days as separate once I complete it, done and over with. So, as for the ratings of each episode, again, I do these out of a 10. I would say for the Walking Dead games, they're not that bad. They're pretty entertaining. Episode 1, if I had to, because each episode pretty much is a separate DLC, and it kind of can give you the momentum push where it has highs and where it has lows. Like episode 1, A New Day, I would say in terms of dialogue, gameplay, different stories, and meeting all the new characters and kind of getting a feel for everything going on at this time. I would say episode 1 is it's a good starter episode. I'd say I'd give it a 9. I love this episode. This episode's so cool. Does it have problems with it? Yes. It's my fan kicking in for this. I love Telltale's Walking Dead series. It's actually, to be freaking honest, probably the best Walking Dead game available out there on the market because most of them suck. They have all the cell phone games that are mobile games that aren't that good. The gameplay is mediocre at best. All the games they've released since then have been not that great. Like the one with Daryl. Love Daryl in the game, or Norman Reedus. I love his character. He's amazing. But the game, from what I saw gameplay from, it's not that good. That game was very bad. Then they had the new Walking Dead game that came out not too long ago as well. That was more like a. The easiest way I could see it, it was kind of like it was pretty much like a horde game. Like you went in, it was like kind of a scavenging game. You go in, sometimes you'd go in, try to find different parts and stuff you needed, bring it back, and the goal was like everybody had to go in there and it was like a 4-player co-op. I seen gameplay for it. It didn't seem like that bad of a game, but I after the game released, like I'd say weeks if not a month after that, nobody released content for that game anymore. Everybody lost interest in it. And I think it was because it was popular when it first came out, and then it just lost traction. And I think recently they just released another game for it, which is the VR game. Now, I don't have a VR set, so I can't play it, so it's completely worthless to me. I seen some good reviews for it, but again, it's going to have a limited community, I think, playing it, because unless you have a VR headset, you ain't playing VR. So I think it's very limited on what it can potentially go out and give people. Is it a good game? I couldn't tell you. The only thing, I haven't even seen gameplay for it as of yet, and I don't know if I ever will, because in my opinion, it didn't seem like it'd be that good. But as I was saying, New Day, it's a really good episode. I like the fact that we get to see Lee leaving Atlanta, because it kind of ties into the game, or not the game, but the comic books and the television show, because Atlanta is like the first season. That's the main focus is around Atlanta and everything going on there. And it's cool tying that in because you get to leave it, and then you kind of get like a taste of what's going on. Like Lee was unconscious for, I will assume, for 24 hours. He was pretty much unconscious, completely out of it, injured, thrown about in the back of the police cruiser. By the time he woke up, everything was pretty much gone. Like the people were suffering, people were evacuated already, people were already trying to leave en masse from the cities, the suburbs, trying to get away from the infections. And it's pretty cool seeing that. As for episodes, and the fact is, it's like you get to go in, see different groups. You get to meet up with Kenny. They bring Urshel into it. Am I a fan seeing Urshel come in? I am, but whatever went on in that farm that has no overall lasting impact. The only thing you have to know is just choose to help Kenny, and you're fine. Because there's no point in trying to save Urshel's son. 0 points. There's nothing you can do to help him. He's gonna get killed no matter what. Kenny's always gonna save Duck, and if anything, it has more of an impact to not help Kenny than it is to help Kenny, because then you have something connecting you and him together for a good chunk of the first season and then part of first episode and the second episode. Other things. After you leave the farm, I like the fact that you go to Lee's hometown with Macon, and you kind of get to see everything. The only thing, and you get to see his brother. Sadly enough, you don't get to see his mother and father, which I find was pretty sad for Lee. I could see where he's getting hurt like that, not being able to see him and knowing they're dead. The adventure going over to the motor inn, seeing that girl trying to make a heartfelt decision. Do you let her kill herself to give up because she's already infected and nothing you can do, or do you put hope above all else and just hope she might be able to survive the infection, or you might be able to give her help? Which, as far as we're concerned at this point, nobody survived a bite, especially if you know the series. The fight there for the drugstore is pretty cool too. The only thing I think was a forced thing was the fact the alarm goes off at the drugstore, because there was no real reason for that alarm to go off. You had the key, you unlocked it, and you opened the freaking door. Like, if Lee's parents had an alarm system for that back area, that thing should be going off all the time. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So that's where I'd kind of deduct a point from it. But I like the introduction for this is cool because then you get to make the decision: do you save Carly or save Doug? I choose Carly because I think she has more use. Doug, I think he does grow as a character, and I think in after episode 1 and 2 and then into 3, I think he really grows as a character. But he kind of ends up the same way as Carly, unfortunately. Um, and that's why I would give this one like a solid 9. This one's really good episode. Episode 2. I like having the panic set in at the beginning. You get introduced to a new character, Mark, and then you got to go and save that group of people because one of the guys got his legs trapped in a bear trap. The only thing that I find that's really weird is the fact that you have to know the person that left that bear trap was more than likely the farmers, or yeah, the farmers, because they have similar ones inside that barn that we see later on in the game. So it's them leaving traps trying to capture people so that they can kill them. Sadly enough, I like the fact that they finally introduce us to like, hey, if he dies, you're all infected, and you get to see the shock taken. Like everybody pretty much does a pretty good job, like dialogue wise, like making the shock scene really hit. The only thing I don't like with this episode is the farm itself. I like the setting. I like the fact it gets darker as the day goes through because of like you start finding out the secrets. It's all nice and sunny when you first come in, and then you start seeing the shadows, the lies, everything, the darkness creeping in, and it's cool. I like that. I like the vibe you get from that. The only thing I don't like is the farm gets kind of repetitive. You're pretty much stuck there their entire episode, so it's boring. So if I would say it loses a point just because I just don't like running around the farm all day long. So I'd say it gets an 8. Then I don't. I might lower it. No, you know what? I'll give it a 7. Episode 2 gets a 7. It's kind of forced because there's a few things I don't like with 7. One, I don't like running around the farm a million times. It gets boring. Just like this area is currently blocked off. Next scene, you're in. Go, 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 go. Don't like that. 2, the fact that these people went full cannibal this freaking quick. What the hell? We in Georgia are taught not to waste. It's like, you went full cannibal this quick? What the hell? It's like, how many people have you killed? Like, this ain't worth it. Like, you have all these, like, you have all this land you're growing food on. You're telling me you don't have enough to sustain you for a long period of time? That's a joke. All your helping hands. Shouldn't you have had more cows on this farm? Shouldn't you had pigs? Anything to supply yourself with food and necessities to survive. It makes no sense. The other thing with Larry getting a heart attack, like I get the point. It's supposed to add that tension, but I don't see where Kenny immediately snapping to saying kill him. Like I could see those two getting pissy with each other. They only knew each other for only a few months, but it's the fact that how quickly he wants to kill Larry that surprises the hell out of me. I'm like, Kenny, if this was your son or if this was Kat, you would not. You'd be down on your knees performing CPR on her right, or either one of them right now. I'm like, I get that you don't like him. I know you've been, but you have to trust each other, and that's the point. Now, do I think Larry was going to come back up and be fine? I don't know. You can kind of see it from episode 2 when you watch it. If you go back to watch it, you slow down. You see him get like a couple facial movements. So it makes me wonder if he was actually going to come back as a walker, because that's kind of an indicator. So Kenny might have been correct in killing him, but it's the standard of it. Do you kill somebody just because there's a risk? And I don't know. Pretty much all of them dying on the farm, like the mother dying, it makes sense. She gets attacked by Mark after he turns into an infected. Although I don't understand how they assume he died up there, because you would figure that they would have been checking on him because they cut his legs off and they probably would have stopped all the bleeding, unless the blood loss just caused his heart to stop. That's the only other thing I can think of. Is eventually it just caused his heart to stop and he died, unless he killed himself while up there and he got out. But the other thing is they had him in that back room, which means they had 2 doors in between. No, they have a door with a bookcase and then another door. So I don't know how Mark got out. Unless she was stupid and she left all the doors open, I don't know. Besides that, that's why I would rate it a 7. Dialogue wise, they pretty much limit it pretty heavily. Like Lily and Kenny being this far, like they're them getting this horrible, like mood wise and attitude wise. is really weird because it's like, how'd you guys go through that much food in so many months? You guys are still scavenging through the town. There's probably a fair bit of food still there. It's like you guys shouldn't be having this issue as much. Um, but that's just me. Episode 3. Um, in terms of story, I think this one's the most eye-opening, and it's the coolest, and it's a neat episode. I give it a solid 8. Oh yeah, and I forgot in episode 2 we get introduced to Ben, so he's also a nice addition. Episode 3. I like the tension between the group because now all of a sudden we just finished off the farm. If we had any resources we grabbed from there, the food from the what do you call it, station wagon, all that stuff. We're going through it, and for some reason, somebody in the group, from what Lily says, is betraying us by taking medicine and giving it to and taking it. Again, we don't know at this time that anybody's giving it to the bandits attacking us. The only thing we know is they're taking our meds, which again, if somebody gets sick, could kill us. Um, I like the tension it's brought in. I don't know if I give this one an 8 or not. This one's good. The only thing I don't like with this one is it's short. I'd probably give this a 9. I gotta say it. Yeah, this is a 9. This is a hard 9 for me. I love this episode. The fact that they have Duck, you finally get to talk to him. You finally get to interact with him and the guys. The fact that they have Kat killed herself is shocking in and of itself. She couldn't live without her son. And again, you finally get to talk to him a little bit, and it's real sad seeing it. You get introduced to Chuck. You spend time getting the train operational. The betrayal with Lily killing Carly because her paranoia just skyrocketed so high that she just couldn't handle it anymore and she snapped. I'd give it a 9. This is a sad episode, and I enjoy it. Um, then we get introduced to Krista and Omi, so it's also pretty cool getting to talk to them finally. You learn that Clem's not been entirely truthful in episode 3 as well, with finding out that the guy from episode 5 has been talking to her and she hasn't said anything, which shocks the heck out of me. Episode 4. This episode's actually pretty long. This is actually a large freaking episode compared to what it usually is. I would definitely say between all the episodes, I'd say this is another one that I like. I'd say for dialogue, stuff going on in it, the amount of content that's available, uh, getting introduced to new people, getting inside the one mansion. It's not a perfect episode. It does have some issues that I don't like, and I would probably rate it. It's not as bad as The Farm. I'd give it an 8. But I still like it. This one has a lot of content in it, and that's what I sort of like. The only thing I don't like with it is there's a few problems that I have with it. One thing is after the church bells ring and they're getting chased by the walkers, they ran behind and got in that back area at the mansion, and yet not a single walker walked their way through that pathway because it's obvious that they literally could just walk there. None of the walkers came behind the mansion to walk in. Which, again, I can understand. Maybe they're all just on that one side, but it's like, there's nobody nearby. There's no walkers coming at us. So there's nothing to be afraid of. There's not enough tension, to give me a reason to get out of this spot. Other things. I like the fact that we go through the riverfront. We find out that what we should have been expecting from the beginning, which is Kenny's been saying, oh yeah, we gotta get on this boat and we can escape. It's like, at this point, it's like, don't you think everybody who owns a boat has probably already thought what Kenny's been thinking? It's not probably going to work. So that's another thing I enjoy with it. Other issues with it. I like the fact you go down the sewers, and I kind of like the fact you finally get to see Chuck, and he actually, so he wouldn't suffer, he shoots himself. That's something it's very dark, but it's understandable because it's just like he did not want to be alive when they start. He wanted to not suffer, so he decided to handle it himself before they did. And I understand why they did it. They didn't show it to us, but we got the idea behind it. Now, how long has he been down there doing that? Who knows? He might have just gotten down there and it happened and we just missed it. Which is sad. Other things. Meeting Vernon and his group's kind of cool. It's kind of like, because you get an idea with the Crawford people, where it's like they think these people are lesser than them because they're through remission with cancer and stuff. It's real sad sitting there thinking of it from that point of view, because it's like Because they said it didn't take too long for the rules and stuff to get in place. So it's really depressing because it's just like, if this is how these people are already acting, and this is what we're dealing with, this is sad as hell. And the other thing I don't like is how they portray it like Crawford collapsed, because I don't understand how that works. And I'm sorry for coughing because I actually got a dry throat, so that's probably going to keep being an issue. It's the fact that Molly's sister went through. I'm assuming that was Molly's. 99.9999992 and infinity percent chance that was her sister, and she was pregnant and she had diabetes. I'm assuming, or maybe it wasn't. I'm not too sure. I forget. Well, no, Molly said her sister had diabetes, but she didn't have that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I forget how that one works. Maybe, yeah, because they didn't look the same. I don't know. I forget how it works. I don't think that was her sister, but it could have been her sister. I forget. But you get the idea, which is that lady goes through, stabs the doctor, takes his firearm, and then goes through the school shooting people. Now, my thing is that she was doing this, yes, but how much, like, how many people could she possibly kill? All these people inside the building had to have been armed. If she stabbed the first guy, I understand that. She runs through the door, kills maybe 3 or 4 people, maybe 5, because nobody's prepared for it. I understand that. It's those who came after. How many people were inside Crawford at this time? You couldn't only had like a couple people. There's no way there was only like 1 or 2 dozen people. They had to have a pretty good sized group of people who were all pretty much accepting of the rules. So that makes me really questionable as well. The fact that it just got overran so quickly is just weird. I don't know. And the fact that like Molly or nobody knew about it, it's just like, you didn't notice that nobody's been taking stuff for a while? Have you not noticed that their group hasn't been like arriving anywhere? It's like they're always looking for resources, so they're obviously going to leave. The fact that they try to kill Ben off, I kind of like that, but again, that's where my issue is. And then they kind of ended off on a low note, which is Lee gets bit, and unfortunately, we get into episode 5. And 5, I am saying 125% is a 10. I don't care. It's not as long as episode 4. I got done with this in an hour for episode 5. I gotta do an update video as soon as I'm done with this, but I can say this with pride. Episode 5 is so freaking good. The dialogue, everything taking place, and it's cool. The only thing I don't like is the fact that like Lee's arm has no impact in this game. That's the only thing I don't like, but I can move past that and say that everything else is a 10. I just love the dialogue. I like Harold. I like the climax for the story. Everything about this episode is perfect. Especially voice acting wise, the Lee and Clem's interaction at the end. That's why when you guys see this, I shut the hell up. I didn't say a word. You know why? I wanted that dialogue to just go. Me clicking, I wanted to talk because I didn't want to. Between that last dialogue, I didn't want to say anything. I'm sitting there just as you guys are watching it, and I am just getting as crushed. I remember seeing that episode for the first time, getting to that point, and I'll admit, I think I had a tear because it was that depressing. Like, if you've never played this game and you get to this episode and it happens and you don't like, if you get, because you get so used, if you get like invested in this game, playing as Lee and saving Clem, trying to make sure she survives, to just reach this point where Lee gets bit, there's literally nothing you can do. It's the helplessness that really impacts it, and it's Telltale did a fantastic job with this one. They did a great job with this episode. It was a great ending for the season. And because I don't think anybody knew if they were going to be a season 2, a season 3, or season 4, because Telltale, I think, was still in its stride, still going pretty high. But that's the thing, they're closed now, so we no longer get Telltale. The only thing I'm happy with is they finally gave a conclusion to this series. I swear to God, if I would have got the season at the end of this season, and I never got another game, I would have been so freaking depressed, man. It is unreal. Like, season 2, even if it ended, would be okay. Like, I want more from this, but I'd be accepting of the finale. Season 3, kind of the same thing. I can kind of get accepting of it. The final season is the one that's like, it gets you the best because you can finally get to play one more time as Clem. But as I said, this last episode I give it a 10. The series as a whole, I'd say is a solid 9. As I said, at least for my ratings, I think I said episode 1 was what? I gave it a 9, a 7, a 9, an 8, and a 10. Again, content-wise, for how much time I spend in the episode doesn't matter to me. It's the story, and I want the story. Episode 1 does a good job with the story. Episode 2 does okay, but I just don't like the settings and stuff, and just the way it is. It just didn't feel right. Episode 3 was pretty good because of the helplessness and finally moving on from the murder, and finally got interesting. Episode 4, fighting to try to get stuff to finally escape, and then episode 5 is pretty much you saving Clem and getting her out. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but again, we're going to play Season 2 after I finish 400 Days, and then that'll be the next series. However, 400 Days is going to be a bit long. I think we have I think there's at least 4 or 5 different people I have to play as. So it's going to be a bitch. So I have to play 4 or 5 different people and go through their entire story. So that's going to be a fun one. Besides that, I know I have dragged this on, I think, for almost another half hour. I have to quickly do an update video for you guys. I don't know when I'm going to release it. I might release it on Saturday. I could be wrong. It might be Sunday. Because as I said, I'm going to get it into the update video what was going on with me. But please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish Season 1 by completing the special episode, 400 Days. See y'all then. Thanks.